Okay. Good morning. I would like to welcome you on our training session for today hackathon or for training for our hackathon, where the target is to teach people how to use our new hub, how you can publish your own maps and to prepare your own presentation. The training will be provided by František, who is our chief of development team. And I hope that some from you have also ready QGIS to be able not only to see how you can do this, but to have the chance for practical train this. Yes? So if you have the QGIS, and then Franta will show you how to install the plugin to the QGIS and how you can publish easy your data on the hub, how you can work on the hub, and how you can also prepare on the hub your own presentation, because this is the main goal, to show this practically and to give the possibility to do this. If you have QGIS and some data, it is good. If you have only QGIS, no data, Franta can share with you eventually some sample of data. Yes, and the training will be such that at first he will show every step how to proceed with this technology, and then you will have some time to test it, and you can use our communication and ask for help. Eventually, if necessary, Sharka will give you rights to share the screen, to have the possibility to explain where is the problem, because this we see as important part of the hackathon, that people will be able to test the tools, help us eventually to discover some bug and make the comments, and also make the presentation of your own data. So here will be to your disposal two potential hub, one which is focused mainly on the Africa, and second which is global. So Franta probably will show this to you. I think that it is enough for short introduction, and Franta, I think that the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Karol. And as you said, we will mainly focus on the African hub today. So I'll start sharing the screen, and
maybe Franta, that you can share also the link to this hub for everybody. Yes,
yes, sure. I'll just have to find chat here. Okay. So we'll be mainly focusing on this African hub, but as Karol said, there is a similar hub which is called Hub for Everybody. I will not show this one today, but it's basically the very same web portal with the same functionality, same technologies behind, but for a bit different users. So I've sent a link to the chat. You are welcome to open to try to sign up for the portals and try the technologies. First, I would like to make a quick introduction or quick tour through the portal, so you know what we are working with. And if you have not seen our previous webinar about the technologies, I would like to encourage you to watch it, and I would like to ask some of my colleagues to send to the chat the link to the video from the webinar, because the webinar summarized somehow the technologies behind and the workflow, how the data are processed. And as Karol said, for today we will focus on practical practical examples how to use those tools, how to publish your data. But first, for the quick tour through the portal. So really nothing special, just another web portal. So you can see that there is some navigation bar, there is some banner footer. We have prepared a short page about the technologies that lies behind and that take care of publishing data and so on. So again, I would like to encourage you to go through this so you have some basic understanding what tools are you working with. There is also this menu where you can directly use some of those tools, so you can directly work with metadata catalog or with Layman REST API. If you don't know what Layman is the publishing server. So we are going to publish some geodata through the workshop today, and this is the tool which is actually doing the publishing. And the most important for today is the map tool. This tool is like every other web map we are presenting based on HSLayers framework. We are not going through all the tools of HSLayers today because it's not the aim of today, but we will be using tools to publish geodata and maps. So I will focus on those tools right now. As you can see, there is some web window and there is some feature window or tools in the panel on the right side. Right now I have opened so-called layer manager, which lists all the layers that you can display in the map. So I can try and switch on some of the layers, and as I switch on the layer, we can look at the legend, so we know what we are looking at. So you can go through this basic map composition with all those layers. There is really plenty of the layers you can browse through. But you can not only browse through those layers that are already in the map, but you can also add new data to the existing map. And that's what this tool is for. With this little cylinder. So when I click on this tool, you can see that I can add some data. And I would really like to encourage you to open the portal and try it with me, so you can really see it not only on the shared screen but on your screen. So you see that I have basically three options to add data to the map. The basic option is to browse through the catalog. There is plenty of layers prepared. So I can try and search for some layer. I know there is a layer of GDP, so I'll search for it, click on the layer, and now I can select how I want to add it to the map, because basically most of the layers can be added as WMS or WFS. You can also display some metadata, and if you are the owner of the layer, you can also delete the layer from the catalog. But I'm not the owner of this one, so this is disabled for me. So for now, let's add it as WMS to the map. You can see I have a new layer here. It's displayed in the map, and if I switch to the legend, I can see the legend of this specific layer. So I'll give you a few seconds to try to maybe add some layer from the catalog, so you can try yourself. if you have any questions or any issues you are facing, please unmute yourself and ask. I'll try to follow the chat, but I'm not really sure I will be able to do so. So if you have some question, please unmute and ask directly.
Yeah, Frank, I just opened the site and I'm looking for the map, but I've not seen the map. So how do you get to your map? Because I know you opened the site and you went to the map, you clicked on the map.
If you go to the portal, and there's this navigation bar and the map link in the navigation bar.
Yeah, I've clicked on it and it's not still showing me the map. I've clicked on it, it's not showing me the map.
Anyone else having this problem? That the map is not loading?
No, it works fine with me. Are you in the right web page?
Yeah, yeah, that's a foodie SmartAfriHub. I'm in the right.
Okay, I've just sent the link directly to the map. So if you could try to open this one.
Okay.
Works for me, but front there could be problem. There will be slower internet. Yes, maybe that it could be some problem with.
It can be that it takes time, but. I'm not sure I can solve this issue right now.
Regarding, I have a question on maps, adding maps. If I add several new maps on Africa, how can I see them as both? So can I only see one layer at the time? Or can I see two layers in somehow? Because I'm looking for an interaction of two layers.
Yeah, you can see two layers at a time. So if I try to open another layer here, now there are two layers in the map, but they overlap each other. So
exactly, yeah.
If you need some interaction, there is this map swipe tool. So maybe that's the tool you are interested in. I'll try to show you. If you switch to this tool, you can enable the swipe, and then you can. There is quite a lot of layers here, but you can, as you can see, there is this block called entire map, and if I scroll down, there are two blocks, left side and right side. So if I take this layer of economical status and drag and drop it to the right side, it's now displayed. It should be displayed only in the right side. Why it's not working now?
It works for me.
Works for you, not for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I think.
This is better. Yeah. So you can like compare two layers this way.
And is it still possible to see the legend according to the both maps?
Yeah. Now both those layers are in the legend too.
Okay. Děkuji.
So.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. I will just disable it now. So that's adding single layers. I'll show you a bit later how to add your own data. But for now, we could not only add single layers, but we can open prepared maps. So what is a map or map composition as we call it? That's basically a set of layers. So if you switch to this tool, there is again a catalog of existing maps or map compositions. You can browse through. You can select some of them. I see that, for example, we have a map composition of open land use for Africa in Senegal and Gambia. So I'll click on this one and try to open. And now I'm asked what I want to do with this composition, because I already have some layers in my map, but now I'm opening another map. So it's asking me whether I want to merge those maps, or if I click continue, it discards all the layers I currently have in the map and opens open land use. So I'll do this, because most of the time it doesn't make sense to merge maps. But it might sometime, but not for me. So you can see that I have opened a new composition right now with two layers. There is a land cover layer and there is open land use layer. I can again try and show the swiper here. And compare those layers. So this is a really nice tool you can use. If I want some of the layers to be on both panels, I can again drag and drop it back and I can see in both panels. Okay, so that was like a quick introduction to the portal and to the map. And now I would like to show you how to publish your own data. First thing you need to do is to sign up for the portal. So if you can see my mouse cursor here, there is a login link in the navigation bar. If I click on it, I can either log in, or if you have not created an account yet, you can sign up. So if you have not done this yet, I would like to ask you to fill in this form and sign up for the portal. I'll give you a minute to do this. Please let me know if you have completed or if you have some issues with that. There should not be any. And in the meantime, I will log in with my account. Okay, hopefully you were able to sign up and log in too. And we will be publishing some data. Hopefully you have some data of your own, but if you don't, we have prepared some sample data. You can find the download link in the navigation bar again. If you click on data, there's this card with demo datasets, and you can download the datasets with this button, download here. These datasets contains boundaries from Uganda. They are like boundaries of counties and boundaries of water bodies in Uganda. And I'll be using the very same data through the workshop. And now I will switch back to the map.
Hello, Frank.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've I've entered the site, but I've not seen that place of download data. Can you go back? Let me see, or let me check.
Yep, here.
Yeah, I've entered the site, but I've not seen it in my own site. I've seen every other thing, but that place.
Try to open it in different window without logging in, but I can still see it. If you don't see it, I will copy you the link to the chat. Okay, I'll give you a few more seconds and okay, so now we have logged into the portal. You can see that I have my username here and I can log out again. And if I move to the map again and open this tool we have used previously to add data from catalog, you can see that I have a login to catalog button here. The button is here because the map is actually a different application from the portal. So you need to authorize the map application to use your account from the portal. It's similar to when you are using some web portal of for your personal affairs, and you use Google account or Facebook account to log to this web page. You have to authorize this web page to use your Google account. So this is the very same principle here. And we will be seeing the same when we are using QGIS later. So I'll click login to catalog. I don't have to enter my credentials again, but I should be authorized. What is not working or not? Now it should authorize me.
My system crashed.
I'll try to refresh it once more.
Yeah. Something happened. It threw me away. It gave an information about gateway or something like that. So I think there is something going on.
I've tried like 10 times today, but no problem up until now. Yeah. Okay, so one more time. And I'm logged in. I'll try to log out again and see if it works now. Yep, logged in. If you haven't done it before, you will be prompted to authorize. So there will be a button to authorize this web map application to access your account. Okay, and once we are logged in, we can add not data just from the catalog, but you can upload your own data to the catalog. So if I will switch to the file tab, I have several options here. I can upload KML, GPX, shapefiles. I can even upload raster images. Raster images are limited for I guess 5 megabytes from the web environment. For now, I'll go with GeoJSON here, because as I said, I'll be using some Uganda datasets. So I'll select the GeoJSON of water bodies in Uganda. And now I need to fill in some properties of the dataset. The title is actually the title which will be visible to me or other users in the catalog. So I'll call it like water bodies. I'll give it my name, so it's clear that it's mine. photo bodies. And I can fill in some abstract which describes the data. For now, I'll simply put there demo. My data are in the coordinate system of EPSG 3857. And now I select whether I want to save it to the database. Database means catalog is the same. So I want to save it. If you click no, it means that it will be added to the map right now, but it will not be saved to the catalog. So next time you will come to the map, you will not see it there. You will have to edit one more time. So I want to save it to the database. And for simplicity, I will only mention that you can set permissions for the data set you are publishing. So you can either say that it's available for everyone, or if I switch to private, it will be available only to me. But I want it to be public. You can also specify specific users you want to share the data with. So the user have to have an account on the portal, and then you can share the data with him or her. For now, I will leave it like this. So it will be public for reading and private for writing. So I'll be the only one who could write or delete the data set, but anyone can see it. So I will try to edit to the map. So you can see that there is a new layer published in the map. And if I go back to the catalog, I should see it there. If I check only mine, it means that only the data sets or only the layers I own are visible in the list. You can also filter it by extent. You can search through it. So I should be able to find my layer. I'll again give you a minute to try. And to be honest, there is still some issues existing in the system, because there is plenty of data and plenty of data formats and coordinate systems. So we are still trying to make it better and to fix some issues we are facing. So if you find some issues while uploading your data, please let me know. I'm not sure we could solve it right now, but we could definitely work on it later.
You know, because I don't know anything about this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the file format is now my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have a lot of open data from Finnish map system, but I don't know what would be the optimal file format, KML, GPX, and so on. So can you give some advice? Maybe
Well,
we cannot solve.
The most convenient is probably GeoJSON. That's why I used it.
Okay.
You can also use S3 shapefile, but that's not an ideal choice. KML, that's a Google format for maps.
Okay, okay, that one, GeoJSON. That is something I should look for. How does it? How can I identify that this is the right one?
Well, usually it has the, as you could see.
What is the?
You can see that it has the suffix.
Oh, there, it's there. Okay, then I don't have that format. No. Okay, thanks. that's enough.
You are welcome. But when we later use QGIS, you can convert it to GeoJSON. So I can show you later how to convert your data to GeoJSON. But what format do you have, Tula?
I think because the last one which I uploaded from the open system is a GPX raster or something like that.
Ah, so it's a raster image.
Yeah, and that's not enough now. Now I realize, but yesterday I did some other tests and I have other formats there, but I need to do some, you know, work on that. So let's not concentrate on that.
Okay.
I will follow your presentation from now on.
As I said, you can also upload raster images. Currently, mostly GeoTIFFs are supported, but I would encourage you to upload raster images from QGIS, not from the web.
That's clear. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so that's how we publish single layers, single data sets. But we could see that we can only we can also create complex maps, and that's what this floppy disk icon is for. So if you are happy with your map composition you are currently viewing, you can save it, and you can save it to the catalog so everyone can see it, or you can save it just for yourself so you can load it later. So when I click on this button, you can see that I've already opened composition before, so I've pre-filled attributes, but I want to rename it to something different, because there are water bodies of Uganda. So let's call it like this. Again, title is the label of the map which will be displayed in the catalog. Name is similar, but that's more like machine name for internal purposes. You can put there the same, and it will be converted to different name. You don't have to take care of this. And abstract will be demo again. You can see the thumbnail of the map composition that will be saved. And again, it's the very same as with the single layers. You can set permissions for the map. So you can make it public or private just for yourself, for reading and writing. And then there is advanced options button. If I click on it, you can see that you can specify extent, and you can select which layers from the current map you want to include in the map. So you don't have to save all the layers you currently have in the map, but you can choose. And that's my case here. I will switch off all of it and select the water bodies. And why not some second layer for the composition. So I have selected 2 layers to be saved in the map, and click save. And you could see that quickly the composition has been saved successfully. I can close the dialog. And if I move back to this tool for browsing map compositions, you can see that I have a new composition of water bodies of Uganda here. Again, if I filter only mine compositions, there will be only this one because I haven't created any before. You can filter it by extent. So if you are looking on some location, you probably don't have to browse through all the data through all Africa. You are probably focused on some country or some location, so you might want to filter it by the map extent. So that's how you create your own maps. It's really simple in a few clicks. Nothing complicated here. If you click on it, there is a small submenu where you can display the metadata. There should be the thumbnail that it's not there for some reason. You can even open the full metadata record in the MISCA metadata catalog. So in the very second when we have saved the map, it was automatically published to the metadata catalog. The record, metadata record was created here with the detailed information about the map. Okay, that's probably all for the web map. And now I would like to move to the QGIS desktop. So if you have QGIS installed, please start it now. I'll do the same. And I can see that there is a question from Ronald. Whether the tool allows data interpolations. Well, actually, yes. We have been working lately on interpolated layer, or so-called interpolated layer, which works the way that you provide a set of points with values, and a raster interpolated layer is automatically created out of those points. So we are not able to show something like that through this workshop, but if you have some data of your own which you would like to publish and make it interpolated, please let me know. You can write to my email. That's probably a good idea to put my email to the chat right now. And so yes, interpolations can be done. And my QGIS has finally started here. So we have now showed how to publish data and how to create maps in the web environment. Now we will do the very same in QGIS in desktop. To be able to do this, you will need a plugin which is called Layman plugin for QGIS. If you haven't used QGIS much before, you probably don't know that there is this menu item plugins. So please go on and click on the plugins menu item. And the first sub item here is manage and install plugins. When you click on it, a window like this should appear. And if you search for Layman here, it should find the plugin I've been talking about. You can see that I've already installed this plugin, so I can only uninstall it. I will not do it right now, but for you, it should be install plugin here. So please go on and install. And once you've installed the plugin, there is a new toolbar in QGIS that looks like this. If you can see my mouse, I'm just showing you where it is. If you click with the right button of your mouse, you can see that there is this item Layman in the toolbars list. So if it's not switched on, you can switch it on right now.
Where are you going to click to get that one?
Sorry?
Where are you going to click to add that drop-down menu?
Wherever in the toolbar. Yeah. If you can see my mouse.
Yeah, I've seen your mouse.
I can Yeah, so I clicked here, for example, with the right button, and here you should find layman.
Okay.
If you have installed the plugin previously.
I've seen layman's panel. I've seen layman order. Seen layman styling.
So you don't see layman there.
Yeah. I've not seen layman. Just continue. Since the thing is recorded, I've not seen layman. I'll look for it.
So I could maybe help you if you can share your screen, but anyone else having this problem? Tula, what about you? Are you using QGIS?
Yes, I'm using cookies, and layman is working for me, and it's in the list. So when it's in the top, in the toolbar, it should be also in the list, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, Akan is showing.
So I can stop sharing if Akan wants to share your screen. I could probably help.
Maybe, František, if you can repeat how to add layman add-ins, maybe that would be helpful.
So
just
all of you has this menu item here, plugins, yeah? Is it right, Akan? You can see this menu item here.
Yeah.
And if you click manage and install plugins, you can find layman here.
Okay. Okay, I saw when I clicked I saw all plugins. So I should look for layman.
So you found layman here in the list, yeah? And if you click on it, so it's...
Okay, I've seen layman.
Yes, you see it, and if you click on it, there should be an install plugin button here, somewhere here. Sorry, I haven't heard now.
Yeah, I've done it. I've clicked on layman. So I should now stop.
Yeah, there are some connection issues. I can hear you very badly, but
I've clicked on layman.
So were you able to install it or not?
Yeah.
So it's installed now.
Yeah, I think
one it's installed. You should see installed version here and uninstall plugin. So this is fine, yeah?
Yeah.
And when you close this window, layman toolbar should appear somewhere in the toolbar. It doesn't have to be here. It can be somewhere else, yeah? You can move it actually, but it should be somewhere there.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Okay, I've gotten it.
Yes?
I've gotten it, I've seen it, I've installed it.
Okay, so when it's installed and you see the toolbar, there is two enabled buttons now. One is for login and one is with user info. If you click on this button, you could see that because there are basically two repositories of, how to call it, repositories, yes, for the plugin. One official repository we have just installed the plugin from, But if you want to publish your plugin to this repository, it must be approved by QGIS authors. And that's not really flexible for us, because we often need to publish a new release with some fix. So if you have an updated version of Layman plugin, you would have a new version here, and this update button would be enabled. I have the actual version of the plugin. If you don't, if you have enabled this button, if update is green, please update it now. A dialog should pop out that the plugin was updated, and you will be asked to restart QGIS.
Actually, it didn't ask to restart QGIS, but it installed it and updated it.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Do you think that it should be closed? And
yeah, please restart QGIS.
Okay.
When you start it again and open this tool, you should see this version 187.14. As I said, usually you don't have to do this, because most of the time the plugin versions are published in the official repository. But as we have prepared this workshop, we had to publish some fixes which are not yet approved in the official repository. So that's why you have to update it from here. Okay, and once it's done and you have the current version, the first step is again to log into the portal. And I would like to stress out here that you are still using the same identity, your same user account you have created in the first step when you have signed up for the portal. So you are working from QGIS, but you are still using the same account. So if you click on the doors icon, this dialog will appear. And now you have to select to which web portal you are authenticating. We are working with ng-smartafrihub.com, so I will select this one. Then you fill in your username and click login. Please go on and do this. You can see that you can even continue without login. In this case, you will not be able to publish your data, but you can still browse data from others. You can load layers, you can load maps. So you actually don't need the account to view the data that are publicly available. Okay, when I click login, now this window appears in your browser. Again, it's the same principle as before. We have to authorize QGIS to be able to use your portal account. And you see that I've previously authorized, so I don't have to do it again. And I'm just informed that the verification has finished. I can close this window. And if I switch back to QGIS, I'm logged in to ng-smartafrihub, and all the icons are enabled now. If I click on the user info button again, you can see that I'm logged in as Franta to this server, and the plugin version and layman version here. So Tula, were you successful with that?
Yeah, surprisingly. I think this works.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have logged into the portal and we can start creating data. So first step would be to create QGIS project. That's actually not connected anyhow to the layman plugin or anything else we have been showing today. That's only about QGIS and your data. If you have not experienced it with QGIS, I would encourage you to go through some tutorials. There is plenty of it, how to work with QGIS, how to prepare your data in it. That's not part of the scope of today's workshop, because it would be like for a day or two. But I've already prepared some project here. You can see that I have 2 layers, and it's actually very simple to add your own data. You have it somewhere locally on your hard drive, so you can browse to the folder with the data. For example, I have here AfriHub folder with my data. Again, I have water bodies GeoJSON here, so I can either double click on it or grab it, drag and drop it to the layers window, and it will be added there. You can drag and drop the layers to reorder it. So I want the water bodies to be displayed below the borders. If you double click on this symbol, you can see the symbology. You can set the symbology of the layer. So I would like it to be different, so it's more similar, or more like water here. So for example, this blue looks nice. Click apply. Actually, you can, if you create some symbology, some nice symbology here, and you would like to use it for different layers in different projects, you can use this button style here and save it. You can save it in native QGIS style, which is called QML, and you can use the widely spread SLD style file. You can then again load style you have previously saved in the very same manner. You can set labels for the features. You can add attributes for the layer, etc., etc. This is really for a long workshop that would take hours, because QGIS has many possibilities to prepare your data and work with it. But maybe Tula asked before whether or how she is able to create GeoJSON data. If you have your layer in some other format and you add it to your QGIS project, you can actually click on it with the right mouse button, and there is this menu export and save features as. So I'll click on it, and now you can select the format to which you want to export the data. You see that the GeoJSON is the default option here, but there's plenty of others. You can select the coordinate system you want to export it to, and of course you have to specify the file name. So you select the location where you want to store it and the file name. I don't have to do this because I already have my GeoJSON file here. Okay, so we had a project with 2 layers. We have added another layer. We can also add some external services. So if you want to have some WMS service from some other server or from other providers, You can again use tools of QGIS for this. Maybe let's simply add OpenStreetMap here and reorder it. And now I have a map that is nice for me. I'm happy with this. So now I would like to publish those data. And if you remember, in the web map, we have published single layers and we have published maps. So let's start again with single layers. We need them to we need those layers to be published to the server, so it's visible either to other users or it's generally visible in the portal. So that's what this icon is for: export layer to server. And if you click on it, there is this dialog which lists all the layers that are possible to export. You see that OpenStreetMap is not here because it's not exportable layer, actually, it's external layer. So I can select one or multiple layers here. I will select all of them and click export layer. And then there's this label which tells you how many layers have been successfully exported. And to add this, there is this banner which tells you that the layer have been successfully exported. So you see that there have already been 2. Now all of the 3 layers are exported successfully. I'll give you a minute again to try with your data. And while you are doing this, I will switch back to the web map. And if I open the data catalog here, you can see that I already have this new layer I just published from QGIS. This new layer is already here for me to use. What were the others? Counties and sub-counties. So I'll try to find those. And you can see that I already have those layers available here. So all of it is interconnected. Everything you publish in WebMap is available right away in QGIS and vice versa. Let's now move to the second button. We have now used this one to export. The second layer is for loading or import to QGIS. So you can see that I already have those 3 layers I've just published. And there is also this layer I've published previously from the web map. So as I said, everything from the web map is available here and vice versa. So I could take this layer and add it as WMS or WFS to the QGIS project and use it. You can also set permissions for the layers. So I will do it right now. It's very similar to this setting of permissions in the web map. So I can select everyone or specific user and add it to the reading or writing panel to grant him the permission. When I select everyone, it means that everyone will be able to read this layer or load it in the map. Now save it. And I'll do the same for the rest of the layers, so you have time to try it on your own. Permissions was saved successfully. I can close it and set it for other layers. You can also see that the thumbnails are automatically generated for the layers. So when you are browsing through the catalog, you can directly see what data are there. How does it look like? Okay, so that was how you create layers. And now we want to create a map. So we have this nice map composition prepared here. And now we want to publish this whole map as a whole. Yes, so we will use another tool here, which is for creating map or map compositions. You can see that I currently have no current composition, so I have to create a new one. By default, the title is taken from the name of the QGIS project. So this QGIS project is called Demo. I'll leave it like this. Add some description. You can specify the extent of the map, or you can take it from one of your layers. And if you click Create, it creates the map. But for now, it creates an empty map. So as a first step, we can again set permissions. It's the very same like for layers. I'm now asked whether I want to set those permissions to any layers that could be included in the map. I don't have any layers in the map, so no. Permission was saved. So I have created a map. And this map is actually already visible in the map in the web portal, but it's still empty because I haven't added any layers to it. But you can see that I have an option to select layers from my current project. I'll simply check all of them without OpenStreetMap. I don't want to add OpenStreetMap because that's a base map which is basically in the web map too. So I only want to publish my thematic layers here. You can select whether this layer will be added as WMS or WFS. And then you have this action column. This action lets you specify how you want to add this layer, because this layer is already existing on the server. So you can just take a reference to the layer and add it to the composition. Or you can edit and override it, which means that it will again take the data and publish it, upload it to the server and override the existing layer. I don't want to do this, so add existing layer from the server and save changes. Okay, that was quick, and the composition is done. Similar to this tool where we have seen layers or the list of existing layers, there is a very similar dialog for map compositions. It looks exactly the same, but those are not layers, but those are maps. And you can see that my map I have just created is already in the listing. And if I move back to the web map, it should also be here. You can see that this composition is already here available. Okay, so that's basically it. Yeah? That's how you publish layers. That's how you publish maps. Really nothing too complicated. All of you can try. If you have some issues, you can send me an email. We can organize a Skype call or something like that to try to help you with your issues. We were supposed to show you how to create a web page in the content management system and how to insert a map into the web page, but I suppose we were too long now. So if you are interested in this topic, how to actually create a web page for this portal and how to insert maps in the tools in the pages, again, please contact me on my email and I can show you personally.
Franta, I think that will be good maybe to make one more training in 1 or 2 weeks, and people can meantime test it what is here and then train with this publishing.
Yes, actually that's a nice idea, because I have to be honest, when I was preparing this session, I have also faced some issues. I found some bugs. We have managed to fix some of them not. So as I said, we are still working on this. We'll be glad for any feedback from you. And as Karel said, we'll probably organize the second part of this training session in 2 weeks.
I think that Franta, it's depend mainly on your availability.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
So, do you see some chance for in next week or in 2 weeks?
I would make it in 2 weeks on Thursday again. It could be the same time in 2 weeks.
Okay. I think that meantime there will be time to test it. What was explained today, as Franta mentioned, you can contact him and ask him about some clarification. And in 2 weeks, we can go with this training in the same time. Yes, so we will organize the training. I would like to ask if you don't have nothing against, we will put this recording on YouTube for you to have the chance to see it again. Yes, because maybe that for some things you will need to look at this on more time. So if there is nothing against, we will put this on YouTube. Is anybody who is against this? Seems that not. So Sharka will prepare this and put this to the YouTube and will send a link to all from you to have the chance to check this. And then Marketa will send invitation for 2 weeks for next session when we can very shortly check what you learn and continue with the publishing of your own web pages.
Okay, thank you all. Have a nice day and see you next time.
I would like to thank František for a very nice explanation. I hope that it was useful for you, and we will see again in 2 weeks. So thank you and see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.